Hi, good morning all. Today we will see a vital topic that comes under midwifery, that is drugs used in midwifery. Drugs are very essential during the pregnancy, labor and the postpartum period if you see a woman. So, first we will see what are the drugs, important drugs that comes under pregnancy. So, first one is folic acid. So, folic acid, it is a vitamin and it is essential for the fetal cellular growth and the development. And if you see the indication, mainly in the pregnancy, we are giving the folic acid in order to prevent the neural tube defects. Spinal abnormalities can be prevented by the, that is spina bifida occulta can be prevented by intake of folic acid. And preconception, before pregnancy also this folic acid can be given for the women and they can go with sustained pregnancy. And if you see the dosage, 400 μg of folic acid daily can be administered for the women. If it is needed, 5 gram also can be administered for the women. And what are the side effects? If you see, they will get stomach problem like diarrhea, itching, rashes, all the problems can be get. Next we will see what is another tablet, that is known as the iron medicine. Iron is very much essential, it is an element that is very much essential during the pregnancy. This iron mineral, if you see, if the woman is lack of iron, they can go with the anemia process. So, normally in the pregnant women, physiological anemia due to the blood volume increases and the fetal demand, they can get physiological anemia. So, as a result, the iron is very much essential during pregnancy for the storage function of the women and for the fetal production of RBC, the iron is very much essential. So, daily recommendation of 30 mg of elementary iron is essential for the women during pregnancy. And if you see the women who are taking the iron, they can go with blottiness of abdomen, nausea, vomiting, rashes can be happen, and they will go with black motions for the women. And why this is due to the interaction of the iron. And when we are taking the iron tablet, the woman can go with reduced consumption of coffee, milk, tea, and this will decreases the reabsorption of iron from the intestine, same like calcium tablet also. And if you see the iron, if they are taking the vitamin C rich diet, there will be having increased absorption of iron for the woman. So, these are the main precautions when we are taking iron during pregnancy. Then next we will see calcium. Calcium also very important metal that is essential during the pregnancy. This mineral is essential for the growth and development of the fetus, mainly the teeth, calcium, bone development for the baby, and the muscles and the nerve cells also calcium is very much essential. So, if you see in the pregnancy, the calcium is essential for 500 to 1000 milligram of calcium can be given during the pregnancy. Not only in the pregnancy, during the lactation of the women, they can also giving, that is breastfeeding women can also need calcium for supplying to the fetus, extra demand during the postnatal period. So, here also the calcium, if you see, abdominal discomfort, vomiting, itching, tremors can be happen for the women. The next we will go with another group of drug, that is known as tocolytic agents. Tocolytic agents, it is known as the uterine muscle relaxant. So, uterine muscle relaxants, this will control the preterm labor for the high risk women. So, tocolytic agents, if you see, beta mimetics are there. Beta mimetics, if you see, one of the example is Ritrodin. So, this Ritrodin, the mother can Ritrodin is there. Another group of drug is there, that is the alpha mimetics. These drugs will control the cell membranes of alpha and beta, and this will reduces the uterine contraction or the uterine relaxations will be achieved. Okay. And if myosin and actin control also will be in the muscle fibers. And if you see what are the mother side effects they can go with, and the mother can go with palpitations, sweating can be getting, tachycardia can be getting, hypotension can be goes. Then fetus also, if you see fetus also, they can go with hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism or cardiac failure can be. So controlled dose can be given and monitoring the mother and the fetus. Other type of tocolytic agents like calcium antagonist is one of the calcium channel that is tocolytic agents. Second one is magnesium sulfate also will control the uterine actions, and oxytocin antagonist that will control. Then prostaglandin inhibiting agents is there, nitrous oxide, that also relaxes the smooth muscles of the uterus. So these are the some of the drugs that comes under the tocolytic agents. So before doing the external cephalic versions, to if the woman is risk for getting the preterm labor and all, will give this tocolytic agents in order to control the uterine contraction for improve the perinatal mortality rate. Then next we will see another group of drug is oxytocin. Oxytocin, this is the group of drugs that will stimulate the uterine contraction, that is opposite of tocolytic agents. If you see oxytocin consists of three types of drugs are there. One is oxytocin, second one is prostaglandin, and third one is ergoid derivatives. So oxytocin is natural. If you see normally the woman will secrete during the labor in the posterior pituitary gland. This oxytocin act on the myometrial cells and stimulate the uterine contraction. During the labor, more amount of oxytocin is needed. Some women doesn't able to secrete. So what happen? We have to give a additional supplement during the labor in order to induction of the labor. So here if you see oxytocin mainly of three forms will be there. One is syntocin. Syntocin injection form IM or IV can be given. 1 ampule if you see 5 international unit of syntocin will be there. Same like pitocin. So pitocin also ampule like that is there. Injection or IV or IM we can give. Here also 5 international unit is there. Then syndromertin. Syndromertin, it consists of only 50% of syntocin. Another 50% if you see ergometrin. Ergometrin to control the bleeding. So here this if you see 5 international unit of syntocin will be there. Ergometrin, that is 0.5 mg of ergometrin will be. These are the main three classification of oxytocin that we can familiarly seen in the hospital. So what is the indication of oxytocin? Oxytocin we can provide the women mainly for the induction of the labor, to accelerate the labor, to augmentation of the labor. And if any abortion process is there, inevitable abortion is there, threatened abortion, for that purpose we can go with the for induction of labor, we can induction of abortion we can give the oxytocin. Another one is a vesicular mole. If they are having any vesicular mole is there, that is the placental abnormality. For the removing the vesicular mole, for inducing the abortion, we can go with the oxytocin type of drug. And treatment of postpartum hemorrhage, and if the mother is going with third stage management all, we can go with the oxytocin drugs. And what is the for oxytocin challenge test, contraction test, stimulations, for that also we can go with the oxytocin drugs. Then next one is what is the contraindication. Contraindication, oxytocin shouldn't give for fetal distress, shouldn't give for what is cardiac problem if the woman is having cardiac problem, and the woman having any high risk pregnancy, malpresentation, contracted pelvis, central placenta previa. Okay, so like this risky cases we should not go with the oxytocin, previous cesarean section. So what is the complication? If the oxytocin is administered more, the women can go with one is hyperstimulation and rupture of the uterus, water intoxications, that is a nitrogen hyponatremia. So like that problem, the fetal distress, constriction ring. So serious problems the women can get. How we will administer the oxytocin? 500 ml of oral or oral if you are taking, we can put 1 ml, that is the 5 international unit in 500 ml of dextrose. Then we can slowly administer the women like 15 drops per minute. Then we have to aware about 20 minutes we have to check how the uterine contraction, whether it is started or accelerated. Then if it is again not, then drops per minute can be increased like 30, then increase like 60. So like that we have to closely monitor the women whether the uterine contraction can happen. Otherwise hyperstimulation, rupture of uterus, fetal death, maternal death, PPH, so many problems the women can get. Okay, so this comes under the oxytocin. Second drug is known as the prostaglandin. So if you see the prostaglandin, this will this is what is the main action. It will initiate the cervical ripening. Okay, cervical effacement, cervical dilatation, this prostaglandin, and initiation and maintenance of the uterine contraction also. This prostaglandin, various forms are there. Prostaglandin E1, that is misoprostol, that is a low cost. Prostaglandin E2, dinoprostone, that is very costly. Then next prostaglandin F2 alpha, that is dinoprostone trimethoprim. So this drugs, if you see, this will be tablet form or then next injection forms, ampoule forms are there, pessaries are there, jelly forms are there. So different forms you can available. That prostaglandin F2 alpha, you can see different form like jelly, tablet, injections, ampules, like so different forms like we can available this prostaglandin. What is the indication means this prostaglandin, if you see, for the induction of abortion, for the induction of labor, so if you see the management of labor, all these drugs can be used. So what are the side effects? If you see, the mother can go with nausea, vomiting, pain. Okay, so like that vital signs variations can be happen due to prostaglandin. Okay. Next we will see what is the drug, that is ergoid derivatives. So ergoid derivatives, if you see, mainly two types of drugs are there. One is methergine, another one is ergometrin. Methergine and ergometrin. This methergine and ergometrin is mainly used for controlling the bleeding, uterine bleeding. So we have to prevent the atonicity of the uterus, relaxation. After the empty of the delivery of the fetus, the uterus become empty. So this uterus can go with atonicity. So we need to sustain a uterine contraction, control the bleeding. That is the maternal sinuses blood. So this will be maintained by this ergo derivatives, that is methergine or ergometrin can be administered. So methergine, if you see, this will come as a 0.2 mg in a 1 ampule. Ergometrin 0.2 mg or 0.5 mg in an ampule. So this can be available in tablet or the injection IM or IV can be given. So when this methergine has to be given, this should not give in the first stage or second stage, mainly after the delivery of the anterior shoulder of the fetus, or if you see that when the anterior shoulder is delivered or completely deliver the baby, then only we can go with the administration of the methergine. So methergine, if you see side effects, they can go with nausea, vomiting, dehydration. That is the main side effects. Contraindication, if you see, methergine should not be given for preeclampsia, heart diseases, eclampsia type of problems, because this can even get so many risk for the mother. Next we will see other type of drug like antihypertensive drugs are there. In antihypertensive drugs, one is methyl dopa. Methyl dopa, that is the central or peripheral adrenergic effect will be there. 250 mg or 500 mg can be tablet form can be given. Then next group of drug is hydrolysine, smooth muscle relaxant is there. 10 to 15 milligram can be given. Nifedipine, that is a calcium channel blocker is there. Then if you see sodium nitroprusside, that is the central vasodilators. Propranolol, that if you see beta, alpha and beta blockers. ACE inhibitors mainly they will be not recommended during the pregnancy period. Same like anticonvulsant drugs. Anticonvulsant drugs such as magnesium sulfate, one of the anticonvulsant drug mainly used in the eclampsia. So here it is otherwise known as the Epsom salt. So magnesium toxicity has to be monitored, and if you see, this can be used as a neuroprotector for the fetus, also increases the vasodilatation, blood supply to the cerebrum, uterus, the rectal regions, and prevents so much ischemia effect of magnesium sulfate. Then diazepam also can be used. This also central muscle relaxant is there, 20 to 40 mg. And if you see phenytoin also anticonvulsant drugs. Next we will see another type of drug, that is diuretics. Diuretics, if you see, furosemide is most commonly used in the pregnancy. If you see, 20 to 40 mg can be used. This will reabsorb the sodium and the potassium mechanism in the loop of Henle. And another drug is there, spironolactone, thiazide also can be used, okay, during the pregnancy. Then next if you see anticoagulants, mainly anticoagulants like heparin type of drug is used. Heparin 5000 to 10,000 international unit low molecular weight heparin. This will reduces the blood clot formations in the women. So these are the main drug of choice, some of the main drug of choice that comes under the midwifery. Hope you have understood the class. So next video we will meet with another topic.